Being with an avoidant can feel like driving on a one-lane street with a slow car in front of you. There seems to be nothing you can do because you can't pass this car and you can't make it go faster. Initially, the fact that this car was moving so slowly might have appeared like a green flag to you, because maybe your previous partner was extremely volatile in their emotions and they were unpredictable and they caused you a lot of stress. But your avoidant ex was the opposite. This was someone who was very calm and collected, at least on the surface, and thus you thought you found someone that could actually make for a sustainable long-term partner. But all of that level-headedness was for nothing, because in the end, they discarded you, saying something like they just didn't feel like you were compatible together, or they just weren't in a place for a relationship. This completely crushed you, and the stable person who you thought you're going to spend the rest of your life with potentially suddenly disappeared from your life altogether. Maybe you attempted to reach out to this person to try to get some semblance of closure, but they wouldn't respond to your calls or your texts, so you were left with your last remaining option, which is to go no contact. So you made the choice to go no contact, you removed them from social media, you started the healing process, and you began to feel a little bit better. But then out of the blue, your avoidant ex boomerangs back around and they reach out to you almost as if they could sense that you were actually moving on and getting healthier without them. So now you feel like you're in an emotional predicament, because on one hand, you were starting to heal, you were moving on without this person, but then there's another part of you, mostly your ego, that still desires validation from this person. After coaching and counseling more people than I'll ever be able to count, there's not a single situation that I can think of where an anxious person's avoidant ex came back around and they were able to start a healthy long-term relationship off of this type of foundation. On principle, you have to think about what type of message are you sending yourself if you allow your avoidant ex back in your life after they've already discarded you once. You're teaching yourself that you are something that can be put down and picked back up at a moment's notice. You're not an object that should be casually discarded when someone becomes bored or emotionally threatened or overwhelmed, and then picked back up when they see fit. The odds of this relationship working out if you try to take your avoidant ex back after they broke no contact is extremely low, but worse than that, you're also gambling your self-esteem and self-worth. I highly recommend going back into no contact. If you want to send a final message so that way you have a sense of closure, you can choose to do so. You can tell them something along the lines of, hey, this just isn't going to work out for me. I wish you the best, and I hope that you respect my boundaries and not having communication with you going forward. Hit that block button again, go back into no contact, and allow yourself to heal so that way you find someone who is emotionally available and committed to you. I hope this video is helpful. If it was, make sure to click the like button. And if you want one-on-one coaching, you can go to my website, codyweldon.com, and get yourself scheduled.